For all the shitty jobs that we have given Mike Schur around here as Meadowlark intern and as person who's chasing down stats and Sacramento Kings, I don't think we have suffered a greater indignity to this man's great career than yesterday bumping him because we had to talk to John Jaso. I think it's something that should be insulting to him. He should be hurt by that. It broke a streak of him appearing on consecutive shows without being suspended. There was no reason yesterday other than John Jaso. We had to make time for him.
Well, Jaso's hair, and I guarantee you the name Jaso, John Jaso, makes Mike smile. I guarantee you.
It was an honor. Don't think for 1 second that I was upset by any aspect of that. It was a true honor to be bumped for John Jaso.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do the stat of the day here. He's been percolating on it, letting it marinate here for a couple of days. It should be a good one.
Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day.
Today's stat of the day is brought to you by Venmo. Your money, your move.
So happy to have a new sponsor. Really delights me. And thank you for turning on original sound so I can hear the music. Folks, as the world waits with bated breath for Aaron Rodgers' decision, you might think that Stugotz and other Jets fans are overexcited for the prospect of a 39-year-old Aaron Rodgers, but for the record, last year I think we can all agree Rodgers had a down year. He threw for 3,695 yards, 26 touchdowns, had a 91.1 passer rating. The Jets have never had that from a quarterback ever once in any season. In 2014, Rodgers played in 9 games, threw for 2,536 yards, 17 TDs, had a 104.9 rating. Jets have never had that in a season. In his rookie year, he threw for 4,038 yards and 28 TDs. Jets have never had that in a season. The other lowest rated year was 2015. He threw for 38, 21, 31 TDs and 92.7 rating. That same year, Fitzmagic threw for 31 TDs for the Jets, which is their all-time single-season record for touchdowns in a season. In fact, the Jets have never had a quarterback throw for 3,000 yards, 25 TDs, and had a 90 rating. So basically, every single year that Aaron Rodgers has played football, he has been as good or better than every single year the Jets have had a quarterback play football for them.
This brings up something that Chris Cody has been talking about recently. He says something has to happen that I'm sure Stugotz is going to be good with.
Stugotz, you cool with Aaron Rodgers wearing number 12? You think Joe Namath is cool with this? What's going to happen with the number 12 if they sign him?
If Namath gets in the way, Namath is dead to me. I mean, seriously, get out of here.
What would Aaron wear if he didn't wear 12?
He'll wear 12.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Well, I think you could pick another number.
No,
it's a retired number.
Joe's already on record saying he's good with Aaron wearing number 12. Okay. So I'm not concerned about it.
Okay.
I'm not concerned
Mike,
about it.
But dead to you if he...
Yeah, dead to me if he doesn't. Yes.
Joe Namath dead
if
to you.
If he gets in the way, I mean... I don't know if this is a good thing for Namath, because the second Rodgers puts that jersey on, he's no longer the face of the franchise. I mean, now you got me thinking. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mike Schur, what do you do with what has been happening recently with the coverage around Aaron Rodgers? Are you also sick of it?
Oh, God, yes. Are you kidding? I was sick of it the second that the Packers season was over. He's such a narcissist, man. I mean, I know these guys are all narcissists. I get it. I've been through this before. We've all been through this before with Favre and with Brady and whatever, but just the look at me Louie of this whole thing is just off the charts. Like, he has 2 options. Go to the Jets or go back to Green Bay. Just make a decision and do whatever you're going to do. And by the way, he really only has one option because Green Bay has made it pretty clear that they kind of don't want him back. They've been a little bit like they've made statements in the press that you would never make if you expected the guy to come back and if you wanted him back. So he's got one option. And the fact that he still hasn't said anything is insane. Everyone knows he's going there. Just say you're going there, and he just keeps not doing it because every day he doesn't do it is another day of speculation and articles and people, just putting his name in headlines, and it's just so boring, man. No one cares. Get over yourself.
I care.
I don't think that's entirely accurate. I don't think it's no one cares when a free agent quarterback, we love transactions, and a quarterback of this kind is usually
But
not
there's
available.
no mystery. There's no mystery. It's not LeBron.
He could retire.
Yeah, great. Then retire. So there's two options: retire or go to the Jets. Do one or the other thing. I don't believe that the reason he is continuing to wait is because he hasn't made up his mind. It's just because he wants more people to be writing about him and talking about him, which is the definition of narcissism.
What do you think about Quentin Tarantino claiming that this is his final film, The Movie Critic, that he is presently at work on what will be his final film?
I think the Aaron Rodgers is strong in him. That's what I think.
Attaboy.
I mean, come on. Look, again, if that's true, great. Then have it be true and don't make such a big deal out of it. But I also don't believe it's true. That guy's a maniac. He loves movies more than everybody else in the world. I don't believe at whatever age he is, late 50s, something like that, I don't believe that he's going to spend the rest of his life, the next 25, 30, 50 years, whatever it is, hanging out. He's going to make more movies. That's all he likes to do in the world. And also, why not? Why not make more movies? What is his beef? He gets to do whatever he wants. He writes whatever he wants. He shoots whatever he wants. He gets any actor he wants.
He says that filmmakers don't get better at his age, that he's going to be producing crap, that he's going to get worse. A lot of the people here think that he's just going to honor, I'm not making any more films, by segueing into doing stuff for Netflix or just fooling around with episodic stuff instead of making actual films.
Maybe, sure, fine. I mean, if he's worried about making crap in the future, maybe you should go back and watch The Hateful Eight, which was a truly terrible movie.
It was.
Shut your mouth.
It was easily his worst film.
You're insane. It's
Easily
one of my favorite movies.
I'm a huge Tarantino guy.
It's an excellent movie. I'm with you.
Excellent
movie
because it's all based in one room, right? I mean, other than
I'm
the
not
beginning.
saying I'm not going as far as where Mike went, where he just flat out called it awful.
Well, let Mike defend his opinion.
I'm going to rank Tarantino movies while you guys do that.
He made a huge deal about how he shot that movie in cinescope ratio, right? Which is the Old West. What does that ratio do for you when you're inside? Literally nothing. The entire movie was inside. Also, has problems with misogyny in all of his movies for the most part. That was maybe arguably the most misogynistic movie I've ever seen. There's one woman in it. Her face is beaten to a bloody pulp. She's a horrible person, and she gets the crap beaten out of her again, additionally, over the course of the movie, without there being much point to it at all. It's pure prurient violence for violence's sake. And
that's all of his movies,
the story does not in any way, shape, or form hold the length of that movie. There is not nearly enough interesting story to justify the running time of that film. And there's a lot of stories about how his editor that he worked with for a long time, I believe, passed away, or at least wasn't editing that movie. And you can tell the difference in the vibe and the tension that is usually built. To me, Inglourious Bastards is a masterful piece of filmmaking. There are 20, 30-minute scenes, chunks of that movie. The opening one with Christoph Waltz in the farmhouse, and then the one in the bar in the standoff, where you're hanging on every, it's such wrought, brilliant filmmaking where you're hanging on every second, every line of dialogue, and the tension just builds and builds and builds, and the music is perfect, and the camera movements are perfect, and the editing is perfect, and the acting is perfect. He tried to do the same thing in The Hateful Eight, and it falls completely flat. It just absolutely did not work. Nothing about it was what he wanted it to be. And I just was so irritated at how the opening sequence is cool in that movie because you do get that vista of the snowy landscape, and it's so beautiful, and it's gorgeous. And then the whole movie moves inside. And then that film ratio does 0 when you're inside. It's ridiculous to do it that way.
It was.
But defend yourself, I mean.
No, first of all, I think all of his movies are over the top, violent on purpose. Regardless of whether you agree with it or don't agree with using that as an artistic tool, it is a constant in all of his movies. He credits Sam Peckinpah for that kind of over-the-top, gory violence with the heads blowing off and all that stuff. I think that, yes, I guess shooting in CinemaScope and being indoors kind of is a waste of CinemaScope, although, as you noted, the beginning of the movie when they're outside and the stagecoach, you get a lot of these great shots. But I thought the ability to tell a story and have that tension build and be so rich and all be in one room, in a one-room house, was just phenomenal. It reminded me of Fences, right? Like Fences is shot because it's a play. It's shot basically in the house. And their ability to, without changing the background or trying to stimulate you visually, they'll hold the story is one of my favorite things. I love Fences as well. But I have a top 5
Let's do it.
Tarantino list.
I don't know why. Stugotz, why are you handing me this as they do their film reviews? Why are you handing me a photo of Wilt Chamberlain with a stat line that says 53 points, 32 rebounds, 14 assists, 24 blocks, 11 steals?
That was one game.
But why are you handing
so
it
heavy.
while we're doing the show? Why are
It's
you
the
handing
anniversary of the only quintuple double in the history of the NBA. That's why I was handing it to you, and I just wanted you to see it. That's all.
by the way,
I mean, it was getting a little wordy, and I was just handing it to you.
That's not real because they didn't track blocks or steals when Wilt was playing.
He had 24 blocks in the game.
But that's not real. That's not like an official stat.
Okay.
But I was doing something.
Oh, I know. And I was doing something.
Give us number 5. Number 5 Tarantino movie.
Jackie Brown.
Number 4.
Hateful Eight.
Number 3.
Django Unchained.
Number 2.
Inglourious Bastards.
And number 1.
We know it. Come on. Pulp Fiction.
How do you feel about that list, Schur, other than the Hateful Eight?
It's garbage.
Thank you for being on with us. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
11 steals.
It's unofficial.
What is it about food that after we eat it and we talk, we can tell? You know what I mean? Like Amin was just talking. Amin, say some words. Go.
Say some words. Go.
See, I can hear that Amin just got done eating.
Could you?
I'm still eating.
But like, what's going on? Like, what?
So am I.
Explain to me the science of why.
You want me to explain science?
Why
to
do
you.
I? Why can I tell someone was just eating when they talk after they ate?
Because there's food still in their mouth.
Is there though?
They're like, yes, there's. It's
Or
not
is it
like.
maybe the
morsels.
saliva? Maybe there's just saliva
No,
buildup
It
because
goes
of
off
the food?
saliva. It does.
And also the morsels. There are morsels in there.
Yeah.
Like I can still feel the grit of the potato chip that I was eating still in there.
Ooh, what kind of chips do we have?
I had some sour cream and onion Pringles.
Oh.
It's a
Yeah.
waste of sour
Potential
cream and onion.
sponsor, I don't know. Pringles a little overrated.
No.
That's putting it nicely.
I'm not a fan.
The
Wait, hold
can,
on.
the can. Get over the can.
Hold on, Tony.
The
I
can's
care
all
about
they
you.
have.
You don't want to get on the bad side of Procter and Gamble, man.
Why is that?
I don't want to say too much. You just
You've
don't wanna
already
get
said
on the
too much.
bad-
Procter is fine, but when you get Gamble in there, that's where the problem's.
I'm gambling again.
Risky.
No, but the sour cream and onion flavored potato chip is it's almost like my safety school.
Right.
And I wouldn't ever choose it out of the choice of all of them, but like if it's down to that or plain, I'm going sour cream and onion.
But when you do choose it, there's a definitive one to choose, and that
Yeah.
would be Lay's, I think.
Oh, of that
Yes.
flavor.
Of that particular flavor, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I subscribe to that.
Ruffles with like a word. Sour cream and onion ruffles with like a word.
No, I
with
think
the ridges.
Lay's is better.
It's surprising to me that sour cream and onion, just with any brand, is as popular as it is because the name, it's not a great name. Like anything with onion, like what kid that doesn't know what these, like sour cream and onion chips? I don't know.
There's an age where you learn about onions.
I think little kids, like,
What do you mean?
Like, I don't
learn
think-
about onions.
Well, like you're like I don't think
funny.
kids know what onions.
I
are.
put
What
onions
they-
in the
what they-
category
like
of-
That's a thing kids.
it's like a food item that I don't believe a lot of kids are like, oh, I love onions.
about
I learned
onions?
how it tasted from chips, actually.
But does it actually taste like onion?
Kind of.
It doesn't even taste like sour cream.
I was gonna say
It's like a weird.
If
just-
you
it's
put
the
I
mixture
love.
of both.
I want to get out
Now
in front
I'm
of
in the
this.
mood. I'm gonna-
I love sour cream and onion
mouth
chips.
is
This is not
watering a
me
little bit.
bad mouthing sour cream and onion chips. I don't think it could use a better PR agent.
If you put a raw onion into a little bit of sour cream, would it taste like the chip?
No. And that's what I'm saying. I think the name sour cream and onion doesn't taste like the chip sour cream and onion.
What a bizarre question.
Something to ponder, Smitty.
I think if you grind up an onion,
Yeah.
and put it in some sour cream,
Right.
Okay.
and then scoop it, I think it'll come close. It won't. I mean, obviously.
How?
I think you have to caramelize the onions.
Right.
I think that's what makes them
Okay.
sweet and tasty. I don't think a raw onion.
Why are you
It'll be more
doubting
bitter.
this?
Okay.
But I'm with Amin. It has to eventually has to turn into some sort of powder to like drizzle,
Yeah.
like to.
Yeah.
So why are there like
Oh.
green flakes on the chip?
Like onion powder?
You're
Those are the onions.
Exactly.
Those are the onions, so they're green onions.
Green
Those
onions.
are chives.
But then
Those
they're
are
not.
chives.
Chives?
Yes, they're
But
But then it'd be
chives.
sour cream and chives.
Chive turkey.
No, it's sour cream onion with well, no, you're right, Tony. It wouldn't.
It wouldn't be sour cream and onion. It'd be sour cream and chives or sour cream and whatever. But it's not.
I want to go back to the idea that different potato chip companies excel at different types of chips because I'm with Stugotz. I think Lay's has the best sour cream and onion. Ruffles has the best cheddar cheese one.
Oh, the sour cream and
Sour
cheddar.
cream and cheddar?
There's sour
Yeah.
cream and everything though.
1,000%.
Ruffles has the best one of
Dead
those.
on. Yes.
Yeah.
Guys ate up
Yes.
all the sour cream and onion. I'm having a Funyun that's flaming hot.
I love
I
Funyuns.
like flaming hot things, but I don't like how they flaming hot everything.
No, yeah.
Flaming hot onion rings. I
No,
think I'm good.
Don't need that.
So barbecue, where do you go?
Barbecue.
I think
Lay's.
it's a Lay's.
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 I like a good
Yeah.
kettle cooked barbecue
Ooh,
chip.
like the
though.
Vicky?
Yeah, Miss
Yeah.
Vicky's puts out the jalapeno
Can you tell I
chip
just ate?
kettle is the best.
That's their
100%.
The jalapeno definitely there.
I thought Cape Cod was like
Cape
the
Cod's
king of the
excellent,
kettle.
I like
No?
Cape Cod too. Miss
Yeah.
Vicky knows how to fold a chip.
Now watch
though.
this one. Salt and vinegar.
Those are
Can you tell I
French.
just ate?
I'm out.
That time-
I'm out on
that
salt
time
and
more
vinegar.
than the
Lay's.
Wise.
Why?
Really?
Wise salt and vinegar. A1. That's the best one out there. Wise though doesn't have as great a distribution across the country. So
Can you tell I
very
just ate?
They have it at Solano's
the end
here,
there.
or Winn
The eight.
Dixie.
What is it
Well, they're
called?
flaming hot.
wise. It's got a little owl.
Just the
Like an
eye,
owl-
though.
or an
Just
owl
the
eye.
eye. Just the eye.
See,
Watching
it's a very like New York City East Coast,
Yeah.
which doesn't make sense because
I
Or
like
too
Utz.
long.
You like Utz?
Utz is all right. Too
Utz
thin.
is cool.
It's a little too thin
too
for me.
thin. Yeah.
I need a little bit of, you know,
Shoestring potato chips, underrated.
shoestring fries are
Agreed.
the best.
Yeah.
Underrated.
How about plain?
Plain potato
Lay's?
chips.
Plain kettle, like Cape Cod plain kettle. I like it.
It has to be really crunchy though, to the point where it like hurts my gums to chew it.
It has to have my mouth bleeding.
Original Lay's goes on the sandwich. The turkey sandwich.
Oh,
On
like
a
you-
tuna
In the
sandwich.
sandwich.
Yeah, in this. I mean,
You open it up?
Like I open it up. It's
You
part
put-
of the sandwich. It's
yeah.
in the
Do you-
sandwich.
Crumble or no crumble?
Ooh.
Crumbled. Crumbled.
You get the,
The
crumble
bite,
when you bite
when
the
I
chip.
bite
yeah.
it, right,
Yeah.
it crumbles the
Right.
chip.
So you put the whole chip on it.
Just put a little. I'd say 4 or 5. A little handful. A little handful.
Do I sound like I'm eating?
You can hear it
you
at the
do.
end.
Yeah, I could definitely hear it.
How do we feel about salt and vinegar?
I'm out.
Love
Lay's.
salt.
I'm out on
Love
salt and
it.
vinegar.
Love
Don't
it.
like
I think
it.
it's the most polarizing chip.
Yeah.
It's a great chip.
People hate it
It's
or
a
they love
terrible
it.
It's a
chip.
great
The
chip.
worst
Nobody's
chip.
nobody's just indifferent about salt and vinegar.
Put vinegar on anything for me.
Yeah.
I'm with it. Vinegar makes
I
everything
used
better.
to actually put vinegar on everything, like French fries.
Vinegar
I
on
would
fries.
Love
Terrific.
vinegar.
Vinegar
Terrific.
on fries?
That's a British thing.
Good.
Five Guys. Five Guys, baby. You go in there, they have that.
I get the
big ass-
Cajun
Really
joints.
cuts
I get the
the
Cajun
fat.
ones.
the Cajun ones, and then put some vinegar on it. But not too much because you don't want to get soggy. You want like just a little drizzle and then eat, and then a little drizzle and then eat. That's
I like
you
how
do it.
Five
Do I
Guys
sound
gives
like
you
I'm
the
eating?
extra fries too.
Not that
the
time.
bag fries.
Yeah, the bag fries.
But
I
you're
love a
working
good bag
to
fry.
you're working to not sound
Well,
like.
that's the point.
But I was just saying when you're in your natural state and you're not trying to sound like you're not eating, it just happens.
I love when the Five Guys bag gets so greasy that the fries just fall through it.
When I thought you were gonna say when you can see through the bag.
Yeah, that's good. Translucent bag
oh
is
my
always.
God, give me all that grease. I don't understand people who say they don't like Five Guys. I'm like, how? How? Who hurt you?
I don't like Five Guys that I'm looking at right now.
Oh,
Hey.
all right. It's all right.
Hey-o. Where do you go for cheese doodles? Like, do you go thick? Do you go thin?
there's only one answer, right? Like you go cheese doodles, like the.
Yeah, but I like the puffy ones.
You don't like the
I'm
one
not a fan of the
So they're
puffy
cheese
ones.
puffs.
Yeah.
Cheetos?
Yeah, Cheetos.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not a Chester guy?
No.
Chester's hot fries are
Doesn't,
excellent.
doesn't
by the way.
Costco have the best cheese puff in a barrel?
Oh,
You
yeah.
buy it by the literal barrel.
It's the same size
55-gallon
The
drum.
peanut
as
butter
that peanut butter pretzel.
Me and Amin destroy those.
Oh
by the
man,
way,
don't bring them around here. Me and Tony going to town.
I just had like 6 of them.
Why do we say go to town?
Because like it's like going out on the town.
Because if I'm going to town on this burger, it means I'm just like.
You're housing it. Why do we call it housing?
But when I go
it?
into town, I don't go crazy.
Well, why is it called housing it? Why do we house it?
don't go
You're housing that burger.
When you go into plantation, you're not going.
Right. That's
right.
what I mean. I was like,
Right.
I don't know. I just
Right.
I got a quick question for
It's
Jessica.
a fair question.
Jessica, you walked into the studio, you saw everyone with their shirt off. What did you think?
I did like the Homer Simpson's dad did the little loop, walk right back out.
Abe Simpson?
Grab the hat, put it back on.
Yep.
thought you were saying the Homer Simpson where he backpedals into the bush.
Also
That's
could have
who-
worked.
That one could have worked too.
Like right out of the doorway.
Oh
yeah.
man! Speaking of which, my dad had a story.
But what'd you think?
My dad, our neighbor has like an orange tree, and so my dad will routinely, when the oranges fall, he'll just grab them and like it's community oranges at that point. So he said every once in a while, if there's one still on the vine and it's kind of like hanging out, like I might grab it. So the other day he goes and he's like, oh, let me see what's up with the oranges. And just as he approaches the tree, he sees our neighbor actually like tending to it. And
Is the tree hanging in your yard though at all?
Stu just hate.
I did. Turkey.
The oranges fall on our yard. So like the tree,
Fair game.
Yeah, it's absolutely fair
Yeah.
game.
Mhm.
Once it hits the
Orange
floor,
didn't fall far.
that's an inside joke.
And not
Was
a
it
good
just a
one.
bad look?
I liked it.
come on!
Deserved the better fate.
I wish they had
But
been part of
that
it.
guy probably has more oranges than he can keep up with, right? So I don't think there's any harm in sneaking the ones that land on your lawn.
once they hit the floor, it's fair game. Because if vermin can get to them, I can get to them too. Wow. You know, you got like squirrels and stuff, and you see like their
What if-
teeth eat
But
through
Tony,
like
what if-
mangoes and stuff.
What if they hit his floor though?
But they roll.
Hold on. What if it's still on the vine?
It's his.
Depends.
It's
Depends on
his.
how close it is to your yard.
It's crossed the bound. It's
Oh, it's
the
yours.
invisible plane has been crossed.
It's yours.
So
it's like
in
the
the
goal
air
line.
on the vine, but it's in your yard technically.
Yes, it's
fair.
hanging
It's
high.
I'm picking
It's
that.
your orange. Yes.
Yeah.
That's yours.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'll let my dad know. You're good. You didn't have to tiptoe
Stugotz
around
said
that.
so.
I saw a TikTok where this guy went to this tropical fruit farm in Homestead, and you can go and walk around, but the only fruit you can take is fruit that's already fallen off the trees. And they had all these different rare types of tropical fruit that you can only get in like this one place. And I haven't even heard of half of these things. But he just walked around and ate like 20 pieces of fruit in an hour. It was crazy.
What kind of fruit?
Things that I couldn't even tell you what they're called.
Like lychees and stuff like that?
No.
Lychees.
I've heard of that.
That's
fine.
for lychees.
These things
$2.
only grow in like super tropical locations.
Like dragon fruit.
No, I've
Dragon
heard of dragon
fruit?
fruit also.
A jackfruit?
Actually, there was dragon fruit there, but they weren't in season. So
It
we
looks like
couldn't
it's
eat one.
from Pandora.
Dragon fruit, I heard, does things to you.
Like
Oh,
Yeah, like-
I saw a TikTok about that too. Apparently, it has a ton of fiber, and if you eat a dragon fruit all at once, Mike, actually,
Mike,
maybe not a bad idea.
you should
for
get some dragon
I've been
fruit.
pretty regular lately, as you know.
Dude, the chat has saved his life.
Yeah. It was
He's
the,
so good
the
now.
altitude from Salt Lake City.
No, it's
really.
the chat.
You've
It's
been a
the
new
chat.
man since you got into the chat, it seems like.
The
Seems
ch-
like the chat's helped. No, I'm with
Yeah.
the mean. The chat's done this to you.
Yeah,
not-
but it's hard to notice when people aren't going. But I feel like, given my baggage, and I put the poop emoji in there, you guys are really happy for me, and you're noticing my poops a little bit more.
your support group. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Is,
I
is this
didn't
chat
think.
potty training?
I
you?
love when you poop more than when I poop.
Yeah, I
When
feel
I
it.
see that Mike's
the
poop,
support.
The day when he had like 2 or 3
Yeah,
in
I
the
was so
same
happy.
day.
I was so
and we're
happy.
like, did you drink beer last night? He's like, no, I didn't even have anything to drink.
and
I'm
we were
like,
like, yes,
wow.
Mike.
Yeah,
it was
well,
such a
I mean,
great day.
It took what took most people 1 took me 3, but I got there. So, and to have people, pick me up when I fall down, it's really important to me. So thank you. It's one of the most uplifting things that's going in my life right now is the shit support group.
I also like how sometimes we sync, where everyone's taking a dump at the same time, and you just see those poop emojis come one after another, like all within like a 5-minute
We've
span.
this chat has made us all poop around the same time.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
I can add you, but are you going to tell us every time you poop?
you gotta.
Probably not.
Did you
No,
guys
he's
have all
gonna
your?
say he will, and then he won't.
Did you guys have all your poop questions answered when you first started the chat? Because I have a few questions, but I don't want it to be redundant.
No, it's an educational and an uplifting place. It's a safe
No
space.
judgment zone.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to save it for the chat, or do you want to do it on air?
Well, I want to ask Brad a question.
I think they're the same size. Like I think his poops are normal size.
Look,
You guys don't send pics,
Don't
right?
say normal.
You guys don't send pics, right?
this is what I'm gonna say.
Do you send pictures?
Yeah. Can you?
No.
Can you?
No,
Not
no,
yet.
no.
Are you being honest?
We're not
haven't gotten
opposed
there.
to it. We're not opposed
I'm not
to it.
opposed to it. But
Has a shit picture ever been sent in
No
there?
shit.
Shit
No.
shirts.
no pictures.
Stu, I don't know if I believe that.
No pictures.
No, we haven't
do.
crossed that threshold. And I fear that if once we do, there's no going back. And I think everyone's keenly aware of that.
Then it
which is
becomes
why-
inappropriate.
Yeah, then you don't want pictures of shit showing up on your phone.
Where you draw the line?
I've got enough of that in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
It's a long story. But back to Brad.
All right, so
No, has anyone asked?
no, but I know they're regular. You know how I know? Because I have a 9-year-old who dumps.
Oh, dude, I have a
like,
3-year-old that sometimes has like just insane logs.
like
Just like,
Have I told her?
like Cynthia calls me in the room. She's like, "Take a look at this."
Look at
I'm like,
this.
"Holy
Yeah.
I like-
shit!" Quite literally.
My
This-
daughter is still at the stage where she's calling me in to help her wipe sometimes. So like when we high five. I'm like, look at you.
But there are some
That
times I'm
little
just like,
thing.
"How,
girl.
That came
How?
out of you.
Yeah, that must
have
we
hurt.
high five. It's
There are
great.
times where I'm like, "That must have hurt."
did I tell you guys the story about the one that clogged my toilet?
No, go on.
Put it in the chat, man.
What a great day.
Dude, I'm telling you. So
Serious.
Can we let Jess in the chat?
No.
Because I just want to know, like, if
No.
why
If girls poop,
she sounds
Yeah.
so
I'm
sad.
about to Homer Simpson out of this this podcast.
Mike, take your shirt off.
but what did you think?
Chris Cody, as this news breaks right in front of us, just had the reaction that I had, which is he said to Stugotz, after the news broke, Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show he is going to be the best Jets quarterback ever. He didn't say that. He just said he was going to the Jets, and he's going to be the best Jets quarterback
He
ever.
is the best Jets quarterback ever.
But Chris Cody,
before he takes a snap.
Chris Cody said correctly, I think, viewing how tired you just generally look, tired of Aaron Rodgers and just tired of life.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you'd be happier.
Yep. So did I. I mean, I really did. I think I wanted it to go a little bit longer than it actually did. I
stop
enjoyed
it.
being the center of attention, you know? I mean, now the Jets are off the headlines. No one's talking about them. I mean,
That's it. It's gone.
Where's Bakhtiari?
It still hasn't happened yet. He is dragging it on. He didn't say I'm going to play for the Jets. He's like, well, this is happening, but I intend to play for the Jets. So now
Intent
we
is
get
a
a
weird
whole
word.
other week of this.
The reports.
It's not over.
The reports earlier in the week were that all the details were done. It was just on Aaron. Aaron is saying the exact opposite. That he told them a few days ago or a week ago, whenever, I'm good to play for the Jets, and now it's just the semantics of the deal. So I don't know what to believe here.
Well, I'll tell you what to believe. Aaron's not telling the truth. The compensation's been worked out. You don't go this far along the road without, okay, now the teams have to come to a deal. The deal comes first between the teams, which is why the Jets felt pretty confident internally that this was going to happen. And now they're just trying to negotiate deals with and adhere to the wish list that Aaron Rodgers put before them and fit everybody in the cap.
Has Schefter said it yet?
I mean,
Schefter tweeted out a picture.
Yeah, Schefter. Look, he's. It would be unlike anything we've ever seen in football, and you couldn't put it past Aaron Rodgers to nuke it because he loves the attention. But everything has been so far along for such a long time that it
Pre-darkness?
It's pretty.
Because
pretty.
if you're claiming it was pre-darkness, he claims that he went into the darkness 90% retired, 10% going to play.
Wow.
and at that time, no, I'm just saying this is what he said on McAfee, and
the
that
darkness helps.
and then he had an open door from the Packers, and that when he got out of the darkness, he was more like, all right, I'm gonna play, and then the Packers' tone changed. That's what Aaron's saying.
Yeah, well, the tone changed because they had worked out a deal with the Jets, and I'll believe Aaron Rodgers there. He could have been 90% retired at that time, but
it's an intention to play
it
for the
didn't stop
Jets,
the two
is
teams.
what he said.
It didn't stop the two teams from discussing
like,
a deal.
I don't like that word, Stu.
Intention.
He intends to.
That's why I'm not nearly as excited.
to be
Even
in
though
there.
we're extending it out, the story is still alive. Schefter is even tweeting out he intends to play for the Jets. but he's not saying done deal Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. I need that.
Because formally it's not a done deal because there are certain things that need to get worked out for the rest of the cap.
And he knows both
We're
of those.
back.
And he knows both of those tweets will crush.
Yeah.
It's not
I can tweet it
Stugotz,
out
it's not
that he's
over.
like basically doing it, and that tweet will crush. And then I can tweet out that it officially happened. 2 tweets for the price of 1.
It's never going to be over.
I don't know what you guys are
I'm good with
doing.
that.
You don't think Adam Schefter cares about his the
Adam
numbers
Schefter
of his
is
No,
tweets?
Photoshop
what I'm
season.
saying is I don't look. We got the news. He said it in his voice. Like you could question him, say he's a liar, and do all the things. But
He
it's,
said he
but
intends to play for the Jets.
It's happening. Like I don't want to keep questioning it. If he comes out of the darkness and publicly says it on McAfee, that should put an end to it. I mean, there is paperwork involved. There's bureaucracy involved. But
Let me tell you what puts an end to these stories. An Adam Schefter tweets. That
mean,
doesn't
you-
say intend.
Stugotz.
That
It's on the
says
Jets.
done deal.
Stugotz, he's saying it's on the Jets at this point. If it doesn't happen, it's not his fault. He said he's down.
it's fine that you can say
I intend to work
He
out
said
later.
he's down.
you want.
It's Mercedes Lewis. I mean, Bakhtiari, Mercedes Lewis. He intends. If they sign those guys, Odell Beckham, then Aaron Rodgers will be a Jet. I mean, nothing's changed.
I intend to get home in only 15 minutes today.
Stugotz was intent on leaving.
Hell yeah, it was already gone.
I grabbed him by the
He had his backpack on.
Dan told me I could leave.
I'm like,
I mean,
no. The segment that we've been waiting 2 weeks for, it's going down. And he's like, hey, he says intense. I'm not so sure. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm like, get over here.
No.
He's like, Dan told me I could leave. I'm like, what? Wait, what? We finally had the segment.
The gift that I
And why is
want.
Dan telling you to leave?
The gift, I don't know. The gift that I want is Adam Schefter's tweet. That's the gift. That seals everything.
He intends to tweet it.
I believe Schefter more than I believe Aaron Rodgers.
Stu, I have the tweet here, and this was from like 20 minutes ago. He said, now the Jets are expected to have their most high-profile number 12 since Joe Namath, and it's a Photoshop of Aaron Rodgers in a number 12 jersey for the Jets.
He looks great.
It's a good
But
tweet.
intends. Expected.
All right.
Expected.
I don't like
All right,
those
all right.
words.
Stugotz, just celebrate it.
Stugotz,
Stop.
no,
What are you
let's
doing?
just-
No, it's Woj during draft night.
It's gonna be week
Lasered
1, and
in.
Stugotz is like, I'm still
Chris,
not buying it till I see
focused
him
on.
run out on that field.
Chris, why would I celebrate something? It's not done yet. I mean, I can't. 40 years I've been waiting for a day like today, and all I get is I intend. I expect. I need confirmation. That's it.
When
I need him to say I'm a Jet.
When he said that he was returning to the Packers, he went 2 weeks without signing the deal finally. And it was reported like he was returning to the Jets. He did the hard part. He just
can't-
broke up with the Packers. That
I
was the hard
can't
part.
do this the way that
And now
Stugotz.
Trey Wingo is celebrating, and he should.
No,
I mean,
I should. I got it right first. The super followers ain't new. Super follow at Michael Ryan Ruiz. Less than a cup of coffee.
I intend to follow you.
When you're obsessing about the word intends and ignoring that they're giving tens of millions of dollars to Alan Lazard and the quarterback himself just said publicly, a quarterback who really can't take a lot more credibility hits, that he is expecting all of the details here to work out so that the best quarterback you've ever had in a uniform is going to play for the New York Jets. You really shouldn't be hung up on a verb choice of intends. This is as exciting as the New York Jets have been from a free agent prospect in the history of this franchise.
Dan, I trust Aaron Rodgers. I believe that he wants to play for the Jets. It's the organization that I don't trust. I've been a fan of this organization for 40 years. They botch things. If Aaron has a wish list that hasn't been met yet, then I still have trepidation. I have doubt until they actually do it.
Okay, well, if he didn't say that it was dependent on his wish list, he said it was dependent on the two teams working things out, which again, they've worked that.
I'm
part
okay
out.
living in this space though for a second of if after what Aaron just said on that interview
It
with
would be
Pat
great.
McAfee, if it
would be
blows up
great.
and doesn't happen, oh God, please
It's
happen.
Mercedes Lewis.
Right.
They don't get him, and they're like,
please happen.
I can't do it.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Put it like you can't.
You guys don't know my organization.
He's afraid of getting
You're
laughed at.
capable of screwing this
Please
up.
let Zach Wilson start week 1.
You
Please.
mentioned that Aaron Rodgers can't take another hit to his credibility. I think by saying he intends to play for the New York Jets, he just did. Pablo Torre tweeted out an observation that I hadn't considered. He's going to play for Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson, Jess. Where do they get their money?
I've heard of a Johnson and another Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
Heard of two Johnsons.
I put something of theirs in my body 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
That's not hell yeah worthy. He's talking about pharmaceuticals.
Oh, I was saying a butt plug.
Same Johnson, huh?
They make those too.
You are really
Couple of Johnsons cutting it up.
You are really scarred if you can't.
I am scarred,
Yeah, but I
yes.
mean, just unreasonably scarred. You've got
You've been
post-traumatic.
sitting next to me for half of my Jet fandom life. Like, you've seen what this organization is capable of. You've seen it.
Stugotz, if LeBron James does the decision, and because the papers hadn't been signed, LeBron James did the decision on television, and they had not yet made it official.
Right.
If you don't meet the announcement that you have a quarterback, him saying publicly, professing, I am ready to go to that laughingstock. If you don't meet that with enthusiasm, it is a little unusual. Because
But if LeBron said, I intend to bring my talents to South Beach, but doesn't actually say it, are we doing a rant the next day? Are we celebrating the way we celebrated?
Yes.
I intend to do it.
Stugotz, this is
Yes.
this can be derailed by paperwork, but you've been
And the Jets.
You've been so scarred by being laughed at as a fan that you're still afraid. You're allowing the fear of the laughter to get in the way of what should be genuine enthusiasm right now, because your team has hope and sizzle.
Dude, it's not every day you can celebrate acquiring the 17th rated passer in the NFL last season.
If they had him last season as the 17th rated passer, they
very
would have
clear
He intended
upgrade.
to be higher.
AFC
than
Championship
17.
game. I mean,
They would have been much better if they had Aaron Rodgers.
Congratulations on having the third highest rated passer in the state of New York.
well, Mike Schur, thank you. Mike Schur said to us earlier in the show that last year was the best year any Jet quarterback has ever had. So I'm just not there yet. I don't know what you want from me. You want me to celebrate something, but I know my organization, and I haven't heard the right words. And no
We
one's
intended for you to be happier.
like, what is Jets Twitter saying? What are they doing?
Bears Twitter is dancing in the streets right now. My
Really?
Bears group chat, they could not be happier.
I intended to
Justin
look at the
Fields-
passer rating rankings and see that Aaron Rodgers was ahead of Ryan Tannehill, but that's not what I saw.
That's what the Jets tweeted out.
What are the Bears celebrating,
Well,
Jessica?
they have
He's out of the
they have
division.
Being gone?
they have tremendous upside in their division now with a young quarterback that might be the best.
Watch out
the
those
best one
Lions.
in the division. I mean, Kirk Cousins, controversial. but
Oh, I forgot about Kirk.
Like, don't you
Jared
think the
Goff,
Jets
the
would
other
be
one.
celebrating, like on their Twitter, on their socials? Like, don't you think they would be doing? You want me to celebrate something my organization is not? I mean,
I want you to be.
I want to celebrate too.
I want you to be excited. Like what?
It's the third highest rated passer in the NFC North. Why wouldn't you be excited?
I did not think that he was going to say anything on McAfee. He said something on McAfee. He said as much as he could on McAfee. Correct? Like he's offering the Jets fan base the kind of hope that will sell tickets. I'm assuming your lack of enthusiasm is not the same as your fan base's. I'm assuming that today's news, today's in his voice news will sell tickets.
I don't know. I mean, Mikey T sent me a text. He's a Jet fan of mine, a Jet friend.
And from your home, right?
Yeah, he's kicked out of my house for being such an obnoxious Jet fan.
Your wife has banned him. Not the friendship entirely.
she
but
doesn't
just-
intend him to come back.
Yes, but he said, can he just say yes? Not intend, not, can he just say, I'm a New York Jet? And he hasn't said it yet.
Because according to him, he doesn't control what's left. It's just up to the teams to figure out the compensation.
You think he doesn't have control? I mean,
Guys,
you're
they worked-
adorable.
They worked out the compensation. The Jets tweeted out eye emojis and added the Pat McAfee show.
I
with
don't
Leo,
like that.
With
I don't
Leo
like
DiCaprio.
that.
What does that
they're not-
That's a
mean?
celebration,
They're
Stugotz.
not doing that if they don't have a deal.
No,
Stugotz, honestly,
no,
Mike
if they had
Schur-
a deal, they're tweeting the deal.
No,
they're
they're
tweeting
not.
a little meme.
No, they're.
This is the king of
you.
wordplay.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical of everything he says. It's probably going to happen. That being said, but
I think this
I
straight
don't
is
intend to
inoculated.
have an answer by the end of the
The
day.
straight is fully inoculated.
He said immunized, didn't
Immunized?
he?
How many Mikeys are texting Stugotz right now? There's a
And
Mikey
more.
T. There's a Mikey A for
So
sure
many
coming up.
Mikeys.
There's
There
a
was
Mikey
a
C.
Mikey R saying, "Get your ass back in the studio."
Mikey Golick.